Okay, picture this. You've finally done it, right? Set up that dream home theater. Massive 4K screen, amazing sound. Maybe your gaming rig is ready to go. But the source, maybe the PC or the media server, it's just that bit too far from the display. So you try running a really long HDMI cable, maybe one of those pricey active ones, and then you get that horrible flickering screen or the sound cuts out, or maybe
No
just a
kidding. Yeah.
black screen. It's so frustrating. We all want the higher resolutions, the better audio, but actually getting it there reliably, especially over distance, that can be a real headache, tangled wires, disappointment. But what if there was a way? A solution that doesn't just fix those cable issues, but kind of changes the game for distributing high-quality media. So today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, a powerful piece of tech, the WolfPackGold 4K 30Hz HDMI receiver over HDBaseT. Now, we're focusing specifically on their receiver unit. The part number, if you're looking, is HBD KHG70R Lighter. It's designed to work with an HDBaseT sending device, like their own WolfPack HDBaseT matrix systems or similar gear that's compliant.
Right. And our mission today isn't just to look at what this one box does. It's bigger than that. We really want to understand why HDBaseT technology itself is such a big deal for sending audio and video over longer distances. So by the end of this, you should get a really clear idea of the benefits, how it stacks up against, well, the old ways, and maybe most importantly, some really crucial tips to make sure it works flawlessly for you.
Yeah, that flickering screen scenario you mentioned. I think a lot of us have been there. Traditional HDMI cables are fine for short hops, across a desk or whatever. But try pushing 4K much beyond, say, 15, 20 feet. You hit limitations fast, signal starts to degrade. And if you need audio, maybe control signals too, you suddenly need multiple, thick, often expensive cables. It just gets messy and impractical outside of one room. And that's exactly where this WolfPackGold receiver using HDBaseT comes in. It's such an elegant solution, really. Its main job is, well, brilliantly simple. Transmit your full HDMI signal, video, and audio over just one standard FOC-G6 or FET7 network cable.
Just one.
Yeah. Think about that. One thin, everyday network cable doing the job of those bulky, temperamental HDMI runs, especially the long ones. It's a huge shift.
And what's really fascinating, and what our sources really hammer home, is HDBaseT's core promise. No compression, no losses, and virtually no latency. All over that single network cable. Now, this isn't just marketing fluff. It's fundamentally different from older methods that often had to compromise somewhere. No compression means your 4K picture stays absolutely pristine. All the detail is there. Think about like medical imaging or high-end video editing.
Right, where every pixel counts.
Exactly. You can't afford compression artifacts. HDBaseT aims to deliver the signal data completely intact. No losses means the signal stays strong, avoiding those flickers or dropouts you talked about earlier, and virtually no latency. That means basically no delay between the source and the screen. It's immediate.
That immediate, uncompromised delivery sounds amazing for so many uses. But that virtually no latency part, it almost sounds too good to be true. How real is that? Can you really avoid any noticeable lag over long distances?
Oh, it's very real. The specs are pretty impressive, actually. We're talking latency under 7 microseconds. That's 0.000007 seconds over a full 220-foot run. And if the run is shorter, say 100 feet, it drops to just 3 microseconds. Tiny.
Wow, that's incredibly fast.
It is. The source gives a great example. Think about a big church or an auditorium. With this tech, the speaker's lips on the projection screens, even hundreds of feet away, will always be perfectly in sync with the sound system. You just won't see any lag.
Okay, I can see that for live events.
But it's not just that. Think about competitive gaming. Milliseconds matter.
Absolutely. Any delay is death.
Or even real-time control systems in, say, industrial settings. That near-zero latency is critical.
Yeah, that responsiveness is key. Anyone who's tried gaming with even a tiny bit of lag knows how frustrating it is. Or watching a movie where the dialogue feels slightly off. Low latency isn't just a nice-to-have. It's fundamental for immersion, for responsiveness, for professional presentations. You need that immediacy.
Precisely. And this specific WolfPackGold receiver manages some decent distances and resolutions while keeping that integrity. For full 1080p video with that richer 4.4 point full color, it can go up to 220 feet, that's 70 meters, using CT6, 6A, or 7 cable.
220 feet is pretty good.
It is. And if you're pushing 4K, specifically 4K at 30 Hz with 4.2.0 color, it'll handle up to 110 feet or 35 meters, again, over KT6, 6A, or 7. And it's versatile, too. Supports older stuff like 720p, 1080i, even computer resolutions like 1920 by 1200, right up to that 3840 by 2160 at 30 Hz. So it offers quite a bit of flexibility for integrating into different setups.
Okay, so it sounds fantastic for video, but, often it's not just about the picture, is it? What about the sound? Does this handle the high-quality audio we expect nowadays?
Oh, absolutely. It's the whole package. The research confirms it supports the highest quality audio. They specifically mention 7.1 DTS Master HD and Dolby True HD.
Oh, okay, the good stuff.
Exactly. So you're not compromising on your immersive surround sound just to get the signal further away. Video and high-fidelity audio arrive together perfectly synced.
That's crucial. You don't want thin sound with a great picture. But okay, beyond picture and sound control, managing a complex setup with like 5 remotes is the worst. So how does this help with controlling everything? Does it support CEC, consumer electronic control?
Yes, it does. And CEC is a really neat feature baked into this. The source explains it well. CEC lets your TV's remote control up to 10 other HDMI-connected devices. Think Blu-ray players, AV receivers, usually without needing any complicated setup.
This works.
Ideally, yeah. Turn on the TV, maybe the player and receiver power up too. Adjust volume with one remote. It simplifies things a lot. Now, most big brands support it, but they often call it different things. LG uses SimpleLink, Toshiba has CE-Link,
Right, marketing names.
Exactly. And there's a catch, an important one. Interoperability between different brands isn't guaranteed. Some, like Sony, might restrict control mainly to their own devices, so sticking within one brand sometimes gives smoother CEC results. It's just something to be aware of when mixing gear.
That's a really good tip. Knowing how those branded versions of CEC might interact or not interact is important for planning. And looking beyond the main features, it also supports important standards, right? Like HDMI 2.0 and HDCP 2.2.
Correct. Which is essential for playing protected 4K content from streaming services or Blu-rays.
And things like DDC2B. What's that do?
That allows your display and your source device to talk to each other automatically, figure out the best settings, resolution, refresh rate, that kind of thing. Makes setup easier.
Got it. And it also handles things like deep color and X.V color for better visuals, and even 3D.
Yep, covers all those bases. And practically speaking, it comes with mounting clips, which is handy for tidy installs.
Always appreciate those.
And a screw-on power adapter. Seems small, but it stops the power cord getting accidentally yanked out, which could obviously kill your signal.
Okay, let's zoom out again for a second. We've covered the benefits of this receiver, the no compression, no latency stuff. But what really sets HDBaseT technology itself apart from other ways of distributing HD signals? What's its unique advantage?
Well, the source material points out a few key things. First, it's really emphasized as the only tech that can send uncompressed full HD multimedia content over standard KT66A7 cables for those 70 to 100 meter distances. That uncompressed part is huge for quality, as we've said.
Right, especially for pro use.
Definitely. Second, it's not just a generic network protocol adapted for video, it was designed for video applications, optimized for connecting home entertainment gear specifically. Third, and this is a big practical win, it uses the existing Ethernet wiring infrastructure that's already in many buildings. Unlike some systems that need special proprietary cables, you can often use the network cables already there, which saves time and money.
That's huge for retrofitting or large installs.
Massive. And finally, this receiver specifically mentions power over cable, or POC, being included with its adapter. Depending on the sending device, this could mean the receiver gets its power right through the network cable.
Oh, wow. So potentially no separate power outlet needed at the TV end.
Potentially, yes. It depends on the sender unit having that capability too, but it further simplifies the wiring. It really aims to put everything onto that one familiar cable.
That consolidation onto a standard side cable is incredibly appealing.
Yeah.
But, okay, pushing uncompressed signals long distances. It sounds like you really need to get the installation right. Are there some critical do's and don'ts our sources mentioned, tips to avoid those glitches we started off worrying about?
Oh, absolutely. Installation details are critical with this level of performance. The sources provide some very specific, helpful tips and recommendations. You really can't ignore these. First big one. Keep the Side T6 or Side T7 cables away from anything that creates electromagnetic interference EMI.
Like what?
Common stuff. Mobile phones right next to the cable, microwaves, even fluorescent lighting ballasts, high voltage power lines running parallel. The sources warn that EMI can cause those really annoying random video flashes. You definitely want to avoid that.
It's okay. Keep cables clear of noisy electrical stuff.
Oh, got it. Second, stick to the distance limits. For 1080p, don't exceed 220 feet, 70 meters with Set 66A. Pushing it further risks signal degradation. Third, when you're terminating the network cables putting the connectors on, you must follow the TIA-EIA 568B standard precisely. Consistency is key. No shortcuts.
Right, proper wiring standard.
Fourth, they strongly recommend using shielded 8.6 or Cat6A cable of the kind with foil or braiding inside, along with metal RJ45 connectors. The shielding is your best defense against that EMI we just talked about.
Shielded cable, metal connectors. Okay.
And finally, 2 really explicit warnings. Don't use EZ45 connectors, those pass-through connectors. Avoid them. And don't use patch panels for connecting these HDBaseT runs.
Wait, no patch panels. Why not? They seem standard for network installs.
It's a great question, right? Why are these seemingly minor details so important here? Because with uncompressed, high-frequency signals like HDBaseT uses, even tiny imperfections matter. Things like EZ connectors or the extra connection points in a patch channel can introduce slight impedance mismatches or increase the chance of crosstalk between pairs. These tiny electrical inconsistencies can seriously mess with the signal integrity that HDBaseT relies on. It's a system where every part of the chain, especially the cabling, needs to be perfect.
Wow. That really drives home how crucial the physical infrastructure is. It's not just about the boxes at each end. The cable and connectors are just as vital, like you said, cheap tires on a race car. So let's wrap this up. What we've looked at today, this WolfPackGold HDBaseT receiver, it's a really compelling solution. It promises reliable, high-quality, long-distance AV with virtually no delay, adds smart controls like CEC, and does it over standard network cable. That tackles so many common AV frustrations.
Exactly. And if you think about how much HD and 4K content we deal with now, both consuming and creating it, and how much we want things seamlessly connected across different rooms or even buildings, this kind of technology, HDBaseT, it's more than just stretching a signal. It really lets us rethink how we distribute and experience media, freeing it from old limitations. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible tech like this is quietly making our connected lives simpler? And what new possibilities does that open up for, spaces and uses we haven't even thought of yet?
That's a great point. Whether it's for your own home setup, designing a really slick conference room, or maybe setting up a big event space, understanding how this tech works could genuinely transform the outcome. It lets you deliver that perfect, pristine, in-sync experience people expect now, hopefully without all the usual